Hello friends, welcome to Campus Magic. In this video we will discuss about list functions. So here I have listed out 15 functions which can be used on lists. So now let's study about them one by one. First of all we will see the append function. So append function adds a single element at the end of the list. Now here we have a list with numbers 5, 2, 9, 8, 6, 7. And then we have to append one at the end of the list. So to append one at the end of the list, we use the append function. So now let's run this code. As you can see, we had the list with numbers 5, 2, 9, 8, 6, 7, and we appended one at the end of it. Next, we will see extend function. So extend function adds the elements of an iterable at the end of a list. So here we have a list with numbers 1, 7, 3, 5, 8, and we want to add the elements of another list which are 12, 9, 2. So to do this we will use the extend function. As you can see, we had these numbers 1, 7, 3, 5, 8 in the original list, and then we added the elements of the new list at the last of this list. Next we will see the sort function. So sort function sorts the list in ascending or descending order. So here we have a list with these numbers, and we use the sort function on this list and we print this list. Similarly, we can also order or sort the list in descending order using this reverse parameter. So if we set the reverse parameter as true, we will sort the list in descending order. By default, the sort function has reverse parameter set as false. So now let's see the output. As you can see, in the first case, in the first scenario, we have the list in ascending order, and in the second scenario, we have the list in the descending order. Next, we will see reverse function. So reverse function is used to reverse the order of the list. So here we have a list with 72914, and we want to reverse the order of this list, as in we want to have this list as 41927. So to do this, we will use the reverse function. So now let's see the example. As you can see, we have reversed the order of the list. Next, we will see index function. So index function returns the index of the first occurrence of the element. So let's say you want to find the index of the element 2 or the number 2 in this list. So to do that, you will pass the element in index function, and it will return you the index of that element in this list. As you can see, 2 is present at first index. Similarly, if we pass 7 over here, as you can see, 7 is at the 0th index. Point to note here is that the index function returns the index of the first occurrence of the element. So here, as you can see, 2 appears 2 times in this list. But when we pass 2 in the index function, it returns the index as 1. So it returns the index where 2 occurs the first time. So 2 occurs first time on index 1. So now let's move to the next function. Next function is pop. So pop function removes the elements at the given index. So here we have a list, and then we use the pop function on this list and we pass the index which we want to remove. So next we print the output. As you can see here, so it returns the element which it removes. So pop element removed the number at 0th index, which is 7. So it returns the number 7, and when we print the list, we can see that the number 7 which was present at the 0th index is no more present there in the list. Without specifying the index, pop removes the last element. So if we call the pop function on a list without specifying any index, it will simply remove the element at the last index. So now let's check the output. As you can see, in the first case, it returns the number which it removed. So 7 was the number at 0th index, and also then we have printed the resultant list in which the number 7 is no more there. And when we did not specify the index, in that case pop removed the last element of the list, which was 2. Now moving on to the next function. Insert function adds an element at the given index. So here we have a list and we want to add 4 at the first index. So to do that, we will pass first of all the index position where we want to add the new element, which is 1 here, and we will add the value or the element which we want to pass into the list. So now let's check the output. As you can see, at the first index earlier, number 2 was there. After using the insert function, now we have inserted 4 at the first index position. Now let's move on to the next function. So count function is used to find the number of times an element appears in the list. As you can see, we have a list and we have few numbers in the list. Now let's try to find how many times number 7 appears in this list. So to do that, we will pass the value into the count function. Here the value is 7 and we will be able to count the number of times this element appears in this list. So 7 appears 2 times in this list. So we got the output as 2. The next function is max function. Max function returns the maximum element in the list. So here we have a list and we want to find the maximum number present in this list. So to do that, we will pass this list in the max function. And the highest number here is 9. So now let's run this code and see the output. As you can see, it has returned the maximum number present in this list. Similarly, the min function returns the minimum element in the list. We will pass the list in the min function and this will return us the minimum number present in this list, which is 1. The next function is length, len, which returns the length of the list. So if you want to find the size of this list or the length of this list, you can simply pass this list inside the len function. As you can see, the length of this list is 8 and we got the output as 8. The next function is remove. So remove removes the first occurrence of the given element. Let's say you want to remove 2 from this list. So to do that, you can pass the value of the element or which is 2 here, and this will remove the number from its first occurrence. So for example, 2 appears 3 times in this list. Using remove function, we can remove the 2 from its first place of occurrence. So now let's see the output. As you can see, remove function has removed 2 from its first place of occurrence. Now let's discuss about the copy function. Copy function returns a copy of the list. Suppose you have a list here and you want to make copy of this list into another variable. So to do this, we can use the copy function. Now let's see clear function. Clear function is used to remove all the elements from the list. So when you use clear function, you can remove all the elements from this list, but the list will still exist without any values inside it. As you can see, the list got emptied, but the list still exists without any values. Now let's discuss about the del function. Using del function, we can remove elements from a list at specific index positions. We can also remove the elements from a list by giving a range of index values in the del function. We can also remove the list completely using the del function. So now let's see the output. As you can see, in the first output, we can see that we have removed the element in the 0th index of this list, which was 7. So the 7 is no more present in this list. In the second example, we have passed a range of index values which are 0, 1, 2. So in the output, you can see that the elements present at 0, 1, 2 index are no more present in this list. In the third example, we have passed the whole list to the del function and the del function has removed the list completely. So you can see the error which says list 17 is not defined. That's it for this video. If you like the content, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.